Proponents of local government autonomy in the country believe its implementation could be a panacea to security challenges in the country. Now, those who argue in favor of local government autonomy are quick to point out the absence of security committees that are supposed to be the first port of call in times of emergencies. At the third tier of government is a lapse that contributes to security challenges in Nigeria. There is also contention that in the past, local government administrators had a security structure that synergized with the people at various community levels on intelligence gathering for onward transmission to higher authorities. Such local security structures now appear to be non-existent or moribund. So how can local government autonomy enhance security in the country, especially as Nigerians wait to see how more state houses of assembly will assent to or reject the local government autonomy bill passed by the National Assembly? This is our focus on Nigeria today. Welcome to the program. My name is Joy Osiago. With me in the studio to discuss local government autonomy and security is Acting Deputy Commissioner of Police and Force Public Relations Officer, Jimoh Moshood. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for
You're now like one of our regulars here. Thanks for coming on the program. Also in the studio is the Vice Chairman, Abuja Municipal Area Council, Lawrence Onochukwu. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you, Nigerians. Thank you, DBS.
All right. Let me start with DCP Moshood. Is it true that lack of local government autonomy has affected security issues at the local government level in terms of intelligence gathering?
Thank you so much. There's no doubt that is very correct. Because if you look at intelligence itself, what do we call intelligence? Intelligence is information protected and processed. And when you have a situation in the local government area, because bulk of the security problem we have in this country today is from the rural area, the local government. And in the past, you have a situation whereby in the local government you have 2 to 3 DPOs. Some local government have only 1 division. And such a local government, at the end of the month, probably when they have security meeting with the DPOs and probably other security agencies, if they are there, there are situations whereby it's only the police that are present. So the chairman and the DPO will rub minds on issues that have to do with the local government area. The elders and farmer classes that we're having is because of the collapse of this local government authority. I'm sorry to use this word, but because if you go to some area in this country, they're virtually not existent, except maybe in the Oba area. Then when you come to the Oba center, you have a situation whereby maybe a local government will have up to 5 divisions where they'll meet on a regular basis with the local government chairman and look at security issues. People like you call the councillors that are closer to the people get information on time. They protect the information and get it across to the chairman, and the chairman called the DPO. This is the situation I have, including the traditional rulers. So you have firm grip of security issues when local government are functional and when they have something to support and assist the police at the local level. So when this situation is no more the case, because if you remember in the early 2000s, 774 Prado chiefs were bought by the local government for the police. For every local government, there's a prodigy to do this patrol. And across the world, it's not only the federal government or the national government that fund the police. There's a need at every level, at every tier of government, for the involvement of the local government chairman, the involvement of other political office holder to the federal level. So when this is not the case, then it brings up a lot of problems that we are currently witnessing. We are doing our best, no doubt, to be able to stem the type of crime and criminality, and we are achieving successes. But you see, most people will say we are not proactive. We are being very, very proactive. But at that basis, at the level of the local government, that support and cooperation of the local government is desired, because information and intelligence come from them and they are addressed on time. And once they are addressed on time, you need crisis in the bond. The early warning signals that we're supposed to work on come from the local council. The intelligent, if you allow me to round up this session, I would love it. The intelligent doesn't lie with us. The intelligent lie with the people. If the intelligent lie with us, we won't need anybody to provide intelligence for us. But because it lies with the people, and that is why it is important that local government autonomy is functional and they allow you to take hold.
Good. That's a good point to move on to Vice Chairman Lawrence. You know, I want to hear your perspective on this issue of local government autonomy. Would you agree that because of the lack of it, we're having so many challenges at the local government level?
Yeah, thank you, viewers, thank Nigerians. I agree with local government autonomy 100%. Reason being that I've been in government for the past 2.5 years. And let's start with what is autonomy. For me as a layman, autonomy is independent, freedom. As a local government, it's the only way you have freedom or independent. You could be able to have your security meetings on monthly basis to know what are affecting our people at the rural area. But if you go to so many local governments in Nigeria, it's nothing to write home about.
Now, give us from your own perspective, your experience. Let's hear your own experience there. What is it like, especially now that you don't have it? What is it like?
Well, for us in Abuja Municipal Area Council and FCT in general, the minister have been doing wonderfully well. Why do I say so? You cannot run a government without logistics. What I mean by this? When you have federal joint account in some states, if you go to so many states, the governor decides what is given to you as a local government because you have no autonomy. The state where I come from, if you go to my local government, is nothing to write home about. So, but when you have your autonomy means that you are free. You have freedom, you have independence. You could be able to interact with people. You could be able to interact with the security agents on a monthly basis to know what is affecting our people at the rural area. But in so many areas in Nigeria, there is no autonomy. There's no autonomy in the whole Nigeria anywhere. But for us in Abuja here, the minister have been doing wonderfully well not to hold a penny of the area council.
So in other words, the level of synergy between you and the minister is good. You have
wonderful
good rapport. All right, let me take you back to the early 70s and 80s when we had a bit of autonomy. What was the synergy like between the security apparatus and the people themselves? Let's start with DCP Jimo.
Thank you so much. You know, the local government coming to assist in the early 70s, like you have rightly said, and to the 80s, even to 2000s, when we have the recent democracy, there have not been issues. But nobody knows. I'm not a politician, so to say, so and I cannot talk on issue of politics. I have to talk on issue of security. But since it has to do with issue of security, we have to tell ourselves the truth. They say when push come to shove, the truth must come out for everybody to know. We have been having it easier because at the lower level, we have police posts, we have police stations.
That was making reference to the early 70s and 80s.
Yes, I'm talking even to 2000.
Okay.
Even to period, because it just vanished overnight. Because we are not part of the policy maker. It has to do with local government administration. We have to concern ourselves with what concerns us, what the constitution we should do, which is security. But how the autonomy disappeared, we don't know. And we don't have responsibility to equally talk about issue of local government autonomy. But we are saying that it hinders effective policing in the rural area. It hinder a lot of measures that will have put in place to ensure that there's safety of all Nigerians.
Still going back to that period, what was the kind of arrangement that was in place between security officers and the local government authority?
Thank you so much. To be specific and to answer your question, you see, every month there's a security meeting between the DPO and the local government chairman and all the councillors and ward, including some chiefs that have roles to play in ensuring that security in the area. And when matter comes up, there's maybe there are informations or intelligence gather of likely crisis, like I said earlier on, early warning signal of a crisis in the community, for example. The councillor representing such a community brings the matter up during the security meeting between the DPO and the chairman. And the chairman will draw attention of the DPO. How do we address this? And people will be called over and binded over And equally, issues that have to do with maybe farmer elders clashes, like I said earlier on, are resolved at that basis without even anybody taking to revenge mission. Where compensation are needed to be paid, the local government, the convention is which local government chairman at times embark on the payment of such a compensation in order to allow peace to reign in the area. So this relationship is very, very cordial. To the extent, like I said earlier on, across the world, it's not only the national government that fund the activities of the police. Maybe in the where you have 2 to 3 divisions in local government, the local government can come in to intervene in probably assisting to fix a police patrol vehicle. They're not being bought by the local government, bought by the federal government. Can say, okay, people can say 2 or 3 of my vehicles are down. The chairman assists. The chairman can say, okay, I can assist to fix one. Why help come from the first secretary to fix the others? So the issue of timely intervention between the DPOs and other police officers in the division with the local government chairman and the traditional ruler council and the councillors is far-reaching. But for in the past 5 years, I make bold to say this. I've not seen anybody around me that says a councillor. So it's strange to see anybody around now to say such a person is councillor. So we, all Nigerians, we should put our hands together to ensure that the local government administration function properly to enhance security in the country. If we don't, then we have a lot of sweat to undergo. Okay, so let's go to the vice chairman now. You know, you said that the minister, you have a cordial rapport with the minister. Now, I want to hear from you. Give us a scenario of how you deal with the Federal Capital Territory Police, because I know that those are the ones within your own constituency. Now, what is the rapport between you and them, since you have a cordial relationship in Abuja, and how are you dealing with security issues? Before I answer your question proper, let me let my brother Jimo here know that it's not only when you're a politician that you advocate for what is right. I think all of us should add our voice to issue of local government autonomy. It is very important. Why do I say this? You cannot run government when you are not free. You cannot get intelligence gathering when you don't have autonomy. Coming to your question, madam, in FCT here, if we have, for example, 200 million naira from federal allocation accounts, no penny will be removed from it. It will be given to the area council 200 million. So as so doing, you will have the capacity to have your monthly security council meeting with the chiefs, the councillors, and the police DPOs. You know what are their problems. You know what is happening. But in other states... Now, is that the case with you in the FCT? That's what I'm saying. I want you to give me a scenario of how it works. Every month we have security council meeting with the DPOs in the various wards to know what are the problems. Every month. And how has that helped in terms of intelligence? It has been wonderful. It has been helping us so much. It has been helping us so much. Yes, but the thing is, we need to go to specifics. Yeah. How? I mean, have you been able to get cases, report them, even at the federal level? I just want to know how that is working, because that will be a litmus test. Okay, how it works. In every 30 days, you call the Security Council meeting with the local chiefs, the local councillors from the various wards. As executive chairman of the council or the local government, they will give you brief from their various ward and areas. They will give you the security brief. If as part of intelligence gathering, that is part of intelligence gathering. From the brief they gave you, you now choose the one you forward to the police, FCT minister, or the director DSSS, and they will take it from there. But if you don't have security council meeting to hear from the people directly, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, certainly there will be breakdown of law and order. And these meetings, you cannot hold these meetings without logistics. It's not possible. Okay. The DPOs and the area commanders from your various area council will forwarding their request. They are not forwarding requests to build houses in their village. They are forwarding requests, the logistics to never then do the policing of the communities. All right, let's hold it there because I want us to go on a short break, and when we come back, I would like DCP Moshood to respond a bit to what you have said. The program is Nigeria Today, and we're discussing local government autonomy and security. The conversation will continue after this break. Stay with us.
The Nigerian Television Authority News 24 channel, your dependable all-round news station, offering you world-class news programs, documentaries, spotlights, promos and information highlights. Take advantage of our network reach and advertise your interest, goods and services with us. NTA News 24, first on equals with digital broadcasting. You can reach us on channel 21 terrestrial TV and channel 101 on the Star Times platform. For more inquiries, please call Henry on 0803 379 0884. Join us today.
Thank you for staying with us on Nigeria Today. I still have my guests in the studio, and I would like to go straight to DCP Moshood. You know, Vice Chairman Lawrence was talking about the situation in the FCT where they have a cordial rapport with the minister and the Federal Capital Territory Police Command. I know that you are the federal level and you oversee all of them. Would you say that the situation report he has given concerning Abuja is accurate?
Thank you so much. I think they said you can be a judge in your own case, and I think this is just an opportunity that I had. I started police work at the village level, what we call the police post, after my attachment, and I rose to become a DCO, DTO, and the likes outside Abuja. But when I came to Abuja, I was previously in charge of intelligence. Later I became the public relations officer. After public relations officer, I became a divisional police officer in Abuja here. So if I'm a divisional police officer, I should be able to confirm ordinance or whatever the chairman have actually said. But I want to confirm with everything I know that what he said is correct.
So there's relatively peace and tranquility in the Federal Capital Territory?
Yes, what he said
compared to other states?
Is very, very correct about the constant meeting between the chairman in the FCT and the divisional police officers.
And you agree that that has helped tremendously?
Yes, it has. It has. It has. It's very, very far-reaching in ensuring that there's adequate security at the lower level. Because, like I said during the opening of the program, most of the security problem we have is at the rural area. You go to some villages, even common culvert that used to be there before, for you to cross from one end to the other, is virtually not there.
But with the help of local government autonomy, you think that will help? Definitely,
it will. It will, like I was saying, because before the vice chairman came in and said what I said about the issue of being, I'm not a politician with that, and I'm not trying to sort of say what they call it, to say what he said is not correct. But the issue of autonomy, we don't know how it disappeared. That is the point I want to make very clear. In the early 2000 to 2005 and 6,
perhaps there was no structure, because when there's no structure, that's what you get.
That should be for the politician, for the lawmaker to be able to address. But we know very well that when local government are allowed to function properly and they get the resources that goes to them, it improve and enhance security atmosphere at the local level. Because at that point in time, we'll be able to get across to the people, like I said, the councillors, the chairman, and the other executives in the council are very able tool in ensuring that there's adequate security in their domains. Because that is the period, because like I said, I started from the from the village level as a police officer. I've seen instances where the local government chairman of my area have visited my station severally to know that and say, OC, how are you doing? What is the problem around there? So, there's no any problem, chairman. Any problem is being taken care of by the command quarters, and it's working for us. And even getting them to move around and get this information intelligent to us is quite important. So if we have to improve the security atmosphere, we must give local government their autonomy so that they'll be able to assist the divisional police officer at every level throughout the country to improve security in their domains.
All right, gentlemen, we have established that there is a need for local government autonomy to ensure that we work with the security apparatus at the local government level to ensure peace and tranquility across the country. Now, while we wait for that to happen, Vice Chairman Lawrence, what role can forest guard, vigilantes, and some of those we have right now at the local government level, what roles can they play side by side with the traditional rulers to ensure that while we wait for local government autonomy, there is peace in the land, especially now that we're talking about the 2019 general elections?
Before I go into that, let me thank my brother Jimo here for adding his voice, advocating for local government autonomy. The fact of the matter still remains that you cannot run a government without logistics. Vigilante, whatever name you called it, if the local government chairman has no logistic to fund it, there's nothing you can do about it.
But in the interim, while we wait, what can be done? There's always a plan B. While we wait for local government autonomy, how can the local government chairman at this stage now work with what they have on ground to ensure that there is peace?
Well, for us, we're at here in Abuja Municipal Area Council, or FCT in general, we are doing our very best. Like I said, we don't have a problem with holding of fund. We are doing our best, but I can tell you in some local government, they are completely handicapped. And there is nothing you can do in that atmosphere. That is the truth.
All right, we've established that. Let's go to DCP Moshood. Now, here is the thing we're talking about. We have agreed that there's a need for autonomy, but for now, we have an election that is coming and there's need for peace in the land. What can be done at the local government level? I mean, what bottom to the top approach can we employ right now to ensure that those who are at the local government level work hand in hand to ensure peace?
Thank you so much. For the elections and even period before the election, because our plans are in 3 stages: the pre-election, the election proper, and the post-election. We are entering into the pre-election proper now because a period of nomination primaries is gone. We are in the period of campaign now. We'll soon go into election proper. So we have an agreement in place that we call the ICCES, Interagency Consultative Committee on Election Security, that is working every state, and all the other security and safety agencies are involved, including INEC. The Commissioner of Police in such a state is the chairman and co-chaired by the INEC rec. Everybody is involved. But equally at the local government level, you have such an arrangement. But there's the issue of bringing on board other informal policing sectors, like you talk about the vigilante, the neighborhood watch, and others, but not to be armed, because politicians around this time are harming vigilante, which is against the law. The vigilante should not carry automatic weapon. Even pump action, they are not allowed to carry it. They are to be splitted between police team. We have, like in the community, vigilante are usually volunteer, not people that are desperate and out to wear uniform. If you're a vigilante or your neighborhood watch or even landlord associations, when police team are on patrol, you join them to ensure that all the area that you have information about previously, you assist them in doing that. So this is working, and that is why the community policing has been relaunched by the Inspector General of Police on the directive of the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, that the IGP should relaunch community policing initiative. Now the government is taking over the sponsorship of community policing. Previously, it used to be by foreign donors, but now it's spread across the country. So we are implementing this new rebirth of community policing in the local government area. But like the first chairman said, without logistics, little can be done. But we are very hopeful that even with the little resources at the disposal of the local government chairpersons across the federation, they'll be able to contribute their widow's mite, because there's always room for that.
There is.
To make it work.
We're running out of time, and I'd like to get the last word from Vice Chairman Lawrence. Now, how can traditional rulers be worthy gatekeepers in this period that we're in?
Well, traditional rulers they are the critical stakeholders in the information gathering and the security of community. You can't rule out the traditional rulers in anything security within their domain, because they know who is who in their community. But I continue to say, one of the reasons why I'm here is that I've been asked to add my voice in the issue of local government autonomy, because I made to understand that the National Assembly has actually passed the bill, waiting for 2/3 of the State House of Assembly to do that. I must use the opportunity to thank the 9 progressive states has passed into law, and we're still urging the other states to do same, because like my brother Jim will say, in some local government, I can tell you, they are virtually doing nothing.
All right, thank you, gentlemen. And that's it on this edition of Nigeria Today. But before we go, we want to appreciate Acting Deputy Commissioner of Police and Force Public Relations Officer Jimoh Moshood. Many thanks for your insights.
Thank you for having me.
We also want to thank the Vice Chairman, Abuja Municipal Area Council, Lawrence Onochukwu, for participating on the program. We thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you so much.
We also want to thank you for being a part of the program. Remember, you can watch this edition or any other edition online at youtube.com/NTA News 24 Hub. See you again for a fresh edition of the program. Till then, my name is Joy Osiago.